Are we on?
Are we on?
Are we?
Turn my headphones up.
What?
Turn my headphones up.
But you're not wearing headphones.
All right, welcome to an all-new episode of Super Cool Nerd Show. We are live. It's 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. So where else are you going to be? There's nothing on. I don't mean, unless you're watching Impact Wrestling, which, I mean, if you are. Nobody's got Pop. Why would they have Pop?
Is that a channel?
It's apparently a channel.
Is there anything else on Pop that we know of?
Soap operas.
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, yeah. Schitt's Creek, yeah, that's fun. It's actually, yeah, it's
Whoa.
Eugene Levy's in it.
And Catherine O'Hara's in it too.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's pretty good.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah.
Yeah, you could watch it on like Netflix or Hulu, one of those.
Oh, okay,
And that's
good. I
actually,
still don't have to go
that's
to
the
Pop.
only thing from Pop that you can watch on Netflix. actually.
Do I want to watch anything else?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I DVR it every now and then. So like right before, it's like, what's going to come next on Young and the Restless? And then it's Impact Wrestling. And you're like, who's watching Young and the Restless and then goes into Impact
I
Wrestling?
didn't know that was still a thing.
It's still a thing.
It is.
Yeah, because it's always like, I had your baby. Impact Wrestling.
But wait, didn't like the daytime stories like play during the daytime, and now they've like filled up the slot with, you know, The View and every other fucking knockoff of The View and Ellen.
Hey,
Now,
they had to
and
go
Judge
somewhere.
shows.
So that's what they just went. They
They went to
migrated.
Pop. They went to Pop.
That's what's news to me.
Hey, you still got to pay them. Apparently, they still have a thing. I am Matt. This guy is Rob. Behind the board is Professor Chris. We also got over here Miss Cora.
I have a peach.
It's not a peach.
Bobo.
And then we've got Jason the XFL. So,
Damn it!
welcome to an all-new episode of Super Cool Nerd Show. It's our 5th episode. We thank you guys for joining us for all 5 episodes. Good for you. Good for you. You know, if you get to 8, you get a free ice cream sandwich. That's true. We've got a
The
punch
New
card.
Day?
We've got a punch card. It's true. So we've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Halo, not the person, although we love you. We're talking about Halo, the video game franchise, where it's been, our favorite moments, where it's going, because Halo's been out for a while, and Halo Wars 2 is coming out pretty soon. We're also going to get into a review for For Honor. I've been playing it a lot. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. You guys are going to hear my thoughts on it first tonight, and
How many
then
hours?
you can read my Cinelinks review tomorrow. How many hours?
How many hours have you put into
Oh
this?
gosh, probably about 5 or 6. I've been on it.
I put in about 3.
We did 3,
Just that
and that was
weekend
just the
alone.
beta. Yeah.
Wow.
And then Jason's bringing back picks from the rack. If you were on Cinelinks.com, you've already seen it, but it doesn't matter. Watch it again. It's gonna be great. And then channel control. We're gonna get into that. But unfortunately, we're missing a member, guys. We're missing a guy that
Wait. It's unfortunate.
he
it
ties ties our show together, man. He really does.
Ricardo does, he
Ricardo.
yeah,
You know, it's so
we miss you,
upsetting that
Ricardo.
Ricardo's not here. We miss you. I hope that you're enjoying the Logan midnight review. I don't know what I don't know what he's doing today. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying taking pictures of Pokemon that you've caught.
In our hearts.
But meanwhile, BC's gone. Who cares? But he's watching Logan. So we'll talk more about that later. He'll probably Snapchat it or something. I don't.
You probably will.
Probably gonna go. See
He'll probably be like, "So dope, bro.
bro.
So dope,
Bro.
bro,
Hold up.
Bro.
Seen it.
Bro.
It
Bro.
was hold up.
Bro.
Hold up.
Bro.
How you
bro,
doing?
bro.
So dope.
So dope.
So dope.
My man, Hugh Jackman.
Hey.
So dope.
Pineapples.
Pineapple.
Did we get it all? Oh, when I do the Jeebus Awards. There, we plugged it.
Oh yes, Jeebus Awards.
What's the other thing?
Oscars.
Jeebus
It's
Awards
the
and
Oscars.
Oscars.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that later. We'll get
It's
to that
plugged.
I'm a wrestler.
So that means somebody's got to do Super Cool Nerd Show or Super Cool Nerd News, and that means that it's going to be
Not me.
not him,
Huh?
Not me.
not me,
Wait.
not Chris,
Wait.
not Cora,
She said not her.
but Jason, the excellent newscaster. Take it away.
Good evening, I'm Jason the X, and this is Super Cool Nerd News presented by Cinelinks.com.
You're not Dan
Cinelinks.com.
Rather.
For all your news, reviews, editorials, and more.
You're the
keep it on
Brian
Cinelinks.com.
Williams of SCNN.
Oh, fuck you! So much for maintaining that bit. Anyway, First news, we're kicking off. Mel Gibson at a screening of Hacksaw Ridge out in Los Angeles, captured by one of our own Cinelink's contributors,
Colin Llewellyn.
Colin. I didn't know his last name. I honestly didn't, because I always say Colin. Anyway, Mel confirmed on camera, we have video of this, that he had been in talks with DC to direct Suicide Squad 2. Now, I stopped being a Mel Gibson fan after, the whole racist thing. I don't know why they needed quotations.
Anti-Semitic, not racist. Totally different thing.
There's some pretty fucked up shit. Anyway, however, he has been doing very well with the directing lately, and honestly, as much as I bash on DC, I think he deserves a crack at it. I don't know. This is all rumored. May have been Mel just maybe really drunk and just admitting to anything. So take it for what it is. But we did hear it. Not like he hasn't been drunk before. Anyway, we did hear from him that him and DC have been in talks to maybe direct Suicide Squad 2. So, keep it on Cinelink's. If we get anything breaking, it'll be there. And if you play Pokemon Go or maybe dropped off, guess what? Now's the time to get back in because the update just happened. Gen 2 is now available with 80 new Pokemon, some new evolves. The Pokemon come from Gold and Silver. I'll admit, I paid $5 today to get out of those ridiculous ass clothes my character has been wearing since launch. Thank you, I have jeans and a t-shirt. I'm home. Anyway, there's a new GUI with carousels, new berries, bonus candies for evolved Pokemon, and gender-specific Pokemon. Thank you for not including trading, jackasses.
What if they're transgender?
Okay, fine, whatever. Accept them.
Does it show it on there?
I don't really think it shows any gender.
Then they
really
don't show acceptance.
Thank you, social justice warrior.
Why do we have to go into gender and all that, you cis?
Anyway, available for update now. Get out there and start catching Pokemon again. DC's classic tale by George Perez, The Judas Contract, written in 1984, is coming to DVD and DC's animated property. Now, it will not be the traditional story. They will have some elements in it, but if you saw the last Teen Titans movie...
Hold up, did you just say they will have some elements in it?
Yeah, they will have some elements in it.
Real descriptive there, bruh.
They will have some elements from the original story in there, but it will be updated with the current team of Teen Titans that we've seen in the DVD series with Blue Beetle, Beast Boy, Starfire leading the team. But Nightwing will be a part, and we are confirmed Deathstroke and Jericho and Brother Blood will be in it. So check that out. Coming to digital April 4th, 2017, and Blu-ray, DVD, and everything April 18th, 2017. Keep your eyes open for that. And if you didn't hear the news, E3 is now open to the public. You can buy tickets and go to E3 right now, except it's already sold out, suckers.
Can you dig it?
Sucker! The event quickly sold out, so sorry if you missed it. You're still, if you're pressed, you can get in. Now, there's reasons that some people are like, it's not really a big deal. And one of our own, who's an E3 veteran at this time, we'll go into more detail about that. But if you wanted tickets, it's too late. Be ready for it next year. The Last Jedi packaging has been revealed, and it's a lot brighter than what we got from The Force Awakens. Very kind of hopeful, whatever movie that's called The Last Jedi. But also we get the announcement that Force Friday will be September 1st, 2017. So you'll be on holiday. There'll be no excuses. Maybe somebody won't drink too much and not go out at midnight to buy toys. I don't know anybody at this table that did that. Maybe me. Anyway, look for your stuff for episode 8, September 1st, 2017. So some guy got a Nintendo Switch early. He posted video out there. User, NeoGaf user, Hip Hop Robot, said an unidentified store sent him the item. He has posted screenshots. He's shown gameplay. It honestly looks pretty good. But yes, somebody got a friggin' Nintendo Switch 2 weeks early. I'm actually, you know what? I'm not even mad about it. I'm happy somebody's got it. This is one thing I don't feel jealousy over. I'm glad he got it. I'm actually happy, and I can't wait till be enjoying mine if I could just find a place that would take my pre-order money. Also, speaking of the Switch, a new Street Fighter game has been revealed for it, but it's a twist. It is a first-person Street Fighter game. You will use the Joy-Cons in Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challenger, which sounds very final. Anyway, the first-person mode will be utilizing Joy-Cons. The trick is to knock out the enemies, and certain motions will unlock super moves, kicks, and other things like that. Once again, we're seeing a lot of technology from the Joy-Cons. Looks pretty exciting. I've actually liked games like this on the Kinect. Yes, I did buy that fighting game because I like fighting, and anytime I can do it. So, And last, and certainly least, it's been announced that 2 NFL stars will be getting movies of their life. One, Malcolm Butler, a rags to riches story about a man who struggled from the bottom to ascend to the top to play for the New England Patriots. And the other is going to be about fucking Tom Brady. Anyway, that has been your super cool nerd news presented by Cinelinks.com. Keep it on Cinelinks.com for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more. I'm Jason the X. Good night.
Hold up. So, like, is it like a porn?
Yeah, it's a porn.
Because it's
sure. Well, it's a porn.
Tom Brady.
Like, it better if it's a snuff film.
Damn. Damn. That's disappointing.
Slowly.
All right, so let's get into it. That was the last story. Let's talk about the New England Patriots. Yeah, so you talked about Malcolm Butler. It's a cool story. It's kind of I think in my mind it's going to be kind of like what The Blind Side was. You know, you've got the story of Michael Orr where he came from nothing and became something. And I think that's going to be the story of Malcolm Butler. And I think that's a cool story. I think that's a story that we can all get behind. Meanwhile, the Tom Brady one's going to be like, he was alleged to deflate balls. Then he got suspended. And then he just would not quit until Roger Goodell gave him the trophy. The story of Tom Brady.
You know, the Malcolm Butler thing could actually be good. It's kind of like, you know, you struggled up from the bottom and somebody gave you a hand up and then you found out those people were Nazis.
What in the hell? Woo!
I don't think you got the right message.
I think that escalated very quickly.
Cannibals,
I think it's
whatever.
more about like his hard work and dedication.
Oh, no. It'll be
Like,
all of that, yes. But
what?
But then he's horrified to find out that the people that did all this for him are fucked up.
I'm ready to see that.
See?
All right, so let's move on.
Yeah.
So let's get into E3. I mean, that's one of the bigger stories that came out this week.
So this was big news and very suddenly, and then the tickets are like, boom, gone.
Yeah, what was sudden was the fact that it became, it went open to the public. I mean,
there was no build-up at all.
No, there was no build-up, but I think if you've been to E3 over the years, you knew it was coming eventually because that's kind of where the winds were blowing. But I think of all the cons and expos and trade events and everything, this was one that really should not have gone public. Because as it stands right now, when you go to E3, it's already packed. And that was just with journalists and press and media and all that. Game developers.
And their buddies.
Exactly. You know, it was already just it was overfilled because and you couldn't get into like certain games. You had to wait in line for 2 hours. Like I remember Eric and I had to wait in line for 2 hours just to play that Pirates game. So it's really, or Sea of Thieves, that's what it is. So it's really just not worth it for the average fan to go there and expect to get a lot out of it. You know, if you're there to cover it, great. It's a fun event, no problem. You get to wheel and deal and have fun and do all these different things. But as Dustin talks about in the article, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to have a good time. And it's going to just derail your entire time. And you're going to have spent so much money and all this, you know, spent all this time
on
just
those
being
tickets
there.
anyway?
I don't know. I didn't actually check.
They went quickly. So
they went really quickly, but you know, you put into account flights, hotel accommodation, and then the price of ticket itself, all the Uber rides you're going to do, the food and everything. It sucks. And I think a common misconception that I think a lot of people need to understand is, you know, all those press conferences that are awesome. They're got a lot of pomp and circumstance for like Xbox, Bethesda, Sony, all those. That's not included. That's really, you have to be invited to those things. So if you think that you're going to go in, just because you got a ticket, now you have the right to go into these press conferences? No. I didn't even get into most of those press conferences my first year.
I'm honestly curious what's going to be the fan experience for the person that does go to
the thing I'm going to do, since they have fans coming in, they're going to set up certain things for our fans, like the Switch. I would say forget about touching that thing.
Well, we should all have them by then.
Well, yeah, you should have a Switch by then. I think it's...
But I mean, like,
maybe.
But I mean, like the other games that they wanted to release.
I think Scorpio. I think Scorpio is going to be a big deal. I think that's what's going to be shown more at E3 this year because they want to have that released by holiday 2017. So I think they're going to have a lot of show for that. and as Dustin mentions in the article, they've got a lot of hidden things that most fans are never going to see. Because you've got to know the right people, you've got to talk to the right people so you can get into a back room to play something. So the Scorpio is going to be there. We all know it. The Scorpio is going to be there. But they're going to have it in a hidden room where only press can have like a long time with it. For Legend of Zelda, I played 40 minutes of the game. But they had a secret room that was above everything else. That was above their entire like E3 landscape that they had put together. That you could play longer of the game. Gears of War 4, it's the same deal. So you have to get in good with these people, and they're not going to do that for the common fan. They're only going to do that for the press and the media. So I think the fan experience is going to be limited. And if I was a fan going to it, I'd keep my expectations set really low. Have a specific plan of games that you want to play, and those be your goal. Pick 4 games. If you're going to be there for 3 days, day 1, make sure you play 1 game.
Yep.
Day 2, another one. Day 3, another one. And just don't be disappointed if you're not going to play every single game that you want to play, because you're not going to.
You know, interesting thing from the chat, because I always love when people give good information, but there's a new viewer, Cedric House. Hey, Cedric.
Yeah.
Namor may be getting his own show. What do y'all think?
Wait, what?
Namor getting his own show.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Thoughts?
I have not heard about that. I know that Marvel did get the rights back
they got
last year or something like whatever.
Well, you think a Namor show could work?
I think it could if it's done in the right circumstances.
Maybe.
And I don't know.
Not my favorite, but...
No, but if he does his own show, I think it also depends on where it is. Is it ABC? Is it Netflix? Is it Hulu? Like,
please be
Is
Netflix.
it animated? Is it
Is
live
it
action?
animated? Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say CW, but that's DC. So that's not happening. But
yeah, you were in the wrong neighborhood.
yeah, and I don't like the way ABC does their shows. No. I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really hit or miss, and we all know what happened to Agent Carter. So Namor, I think it would be great if it was on Netflix, but they've got their Defenders thing.
Let's just continue Netflix. Because honestly, I'm ready for Iron Fist, but that's
Defenders, and they would have to do a whole new contract for that.
Oh
whole
no, I'm just ready for Iron Fist.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
thank you, Cedric.
Marvel seems to have a good reputation with Hulu, or they're starting to at this point. I mean, they're doing Runaways.
They're almost turning Netflix into what DC has turned CW into.
Well, I'm saying Hulu, but yes, Netflix for sure.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Marvel's getting a good relationship with everybody because they're so hot. So I think, if anything, they just need to find the right place for Namor and make it a good one. Like, not like Cloak and Dagger where they've got it on Freeform. Because that's going to be
as I said in my article, what the fuck is Freeform?
Yeah, it's going to be teen angst and all that. But Namor, have fun with it. Do something kind of destructive and brutal with it.
He's
and
so
I think
over the top, too.
He is.
Imperious Rex! That's a ridiculous...
What I would like to see, and no one hate me for this. So, remember the 90s Batman movies? Like with the Batman?
Yeah.
How they were serious, but they were really campy at the same time?
Which one? Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, or George Clooney?
Only Keaton.
Batman and Robin.
Oh.
That was Clooney.
That was Clooney?
Oh, God, I want to cut my throat.
Holy rusted metal, Batman.
He couldn't move his head.
I'm sorry, sweet.
And every fight he would have would be a roundhouse kick.
Well, like that or the ones that Tim Burton directed.
Yeah, that would be...
That was Keaton.
That was Keaton.
Okay, that's a better example then.
Okay.
But something like that, I think would work where it's serious, but it's campy. And so it plays to both things. I like camp, so I want it in things.
I just don't know if campy has a place anymore in entertainment now. Like, I think certain things, cool, sure. But I think those days of the Tim Burton Batman, everything from the old school 90s Batman, I don't think it has a place.
The greatest American hero stuff. That's all kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, that was good then, but now, I mean, you like it, but... We've gone way past that.
I think it could work for certain characters.
We've gone darker, grittier, and more serious with some funny moments. And so I don't know if they would really go campy with it. I think they would go campy with a Booster Gold series.
Which they would have to do.
I want Booster Gold and Blue Beetle Ted Kord Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that would be campy, but I don't know if Marvel would ever do anything like that.
DC.
Okay, quick one.
No, I'm saying I don't know if Marvel would ever do a campy
So
thing.
thoughts?
I was gonna say Mel Gibson next.
Yeah, thoughts on that?
I like it, like especially if you have the previous director going on and doing the Gotham City Sirens. So if he's gonna be focusing on that, and you need a Suicide
I think he would work
Squad
better
2,
for that, actually.
Who Mel Gibson?
No, for Gotham City Sirens, the director of Suicide Squad.
David Ayer. Yeah.
David Ayer,
So I think giving the reins for Suicide Squad 2 to somebody like Mel Gibson, I think is a cool one, because you just think about all the movies that Mel Gibson has done, that he's directed.
Maybe we'd actually see,
they've been fantastic.
somebody actually dying.
I've only seen 2 of them, but like I was telling you guys earlier, there will be some dark shit in that movie.
But that's what I kind of think that it needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. I mean, Suicide Squad's fun. It's kind of, it's somewhat campy. It's jokey. But at the same time, it needs to have that darker aspect that I think Suicide Squad, the first one, was missing.
Like the animated one.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously. You want to see a good animated movie, a good Suicide Squad movie, watch the animated one.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
one was really good.
I've said it before. All right, Judas Contract. Anybody actually familiar besides you? You're old.
It's DC animated, man. I mean, you can't go wrong with DC animated.
I actually like the last Teen Titans with Raven and them fighting against Trigon. I like the younger team being led by Starfire, and Grayson's gonna be in it as Nightwing.
Yeah,
even though he's wearing that stupid red suit of his. I hate that red suit. Go back to the blue one. So honestly, Justice League Dark started good. Did not end so well. If you haven't seen it, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's
started good. I lost interest about halfway through.
Yeah, and honestly, it was a noticeably bad one. Just it wasn't as good as everything else they've been doing. So this was their miss. I'm gonna give them a pass just because they've done so many good ones. And yeah, I can't wait for Judas Contract because that was one of my favorite stories. But yeah, it's a classic story. But let's see how it does update it.
Yeah. So. Last thing that I want to talk about for a moment is I just really want Jason to have a moment to gush for The Last Jedi and Force Friday. Go for it, Jason.
I promise not to drink too much and actually go out and get toys instead of waking up at 8:30 and going, oh shit, and there's nothing left. I won't do that ever again.
Empty shelves.
So you want us to wake you up when September begins?
Ba-dum-bum.
Yay! Come on. Thank you. I'm here all week.
Try to fish.
Don't forget to tip your waitress. All right, so that's it for Super Cool Nerd News. Tell us your favorite news story from this week by tweeting us at SCNS Live, or you can tweet us at Cinelinks as well, or comment as our buddy Cedric just did. All right, you can join the conversation. We love the interaction. Join us anytime. So now we're going to switch gears to the world of television. I don't know why I did that. But now it's channel control.
Or something?
I am from the world of tomorrow. Kick it. Take it away, Rob.
Hi, everybody. We're back with Channel Control, talking about TV shows and other things that excite us on the boob tube.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
We are.
All right.
Honestly.
Really?
Okay.
I will. Warning bullet.
Oh, sorry. First show,
Hashtag warning bullet.
the Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh,
I think it's Santa Clara.
Santa Clarita.
Santa Clara.
Shut up.
Did you really write Santa Clarita?
It is Santa Clarita.
I'm
is.
pretty sure it's Santa
It is.
Clara.
no, it's what the hell?
Santa Clara is a place.
Yeah, it's Clarita.
God,
Santa-
BC is still
I think
here.
it's I thought it was called.
It is Clarita Diet. Yeah,
thank you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, you're
Drew
terrible
Barrymore,
at this.
Timothy Oliphant.
Olafante, bro.
Doesn't it something Google you and find out you're wrong?
Huh?
Now, I don't think they really explained why she became a zombie. It's just she just died and woke up a zombie. Now the thing
So
is,
it's Walking Dead.
no, it's not Walking Dead.
Because you die and you wake up and you're a zombie.
Yeah, well, she becomes a zombie. It's the show. She's a zombie, but it's not really about being a zombie. It's her trying to live a normal life with her husband as a zombie, and she just has to go around killing bad people.
So what was that show that was on Showtime for a while? Dexter.
Dexter.
So it's Dexter meets iZombie?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh. It's
Alright.
kind of like that. There is so much crap that happens on that show. Take your typical HBO series where you have an episode, something bad happens, but they fix something, and at the very end, a new problem pops up, so they have to fix it in the next episode, and just keeps going on and on like that.
That's the recipe for binge watching.
Yeah. I honestly was not too crazy about the series. I know a lot of people out there said it was great. They loved it. There are parts of the show that's good, but for me, on a 100% scale, I give it about a 56.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. Drew Barrymore, even though I love her, she wasn't that great to me. She really didn't stand out in the whole series. Timothy Olyphant did. The two kids, like I said, I can't remember their names right now. Don't have it written down, but the two kids in the series were awesome. I liked them. As far as the other parts of the story, it's okay. I'm hoping the second season gets better. And it's only half an hour, so you can get through the whole series quickly. Fast. I went through the whole thing in a day.
Really? It's only half an hour?
Yeah, only half an hour.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you can get through the whole thing fast. Like I said, it's a slightly over average, but again, I know a lot of people who said they loved it. Whatever. Next we're going into is Lemony Snicket's, a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, this one is a very unfortunate one.
Yeah.
Like, no, not that it's a bad show, it's just that you watch it and you're like, man,
This is dark.
there is like no hope at all. And they tell you that from the beginning. And that's
Yeah.
what I find funny, is that they're like, you've got Patrick Warburton telling you to go away, don't watch this show, there's no hope, it's a bad show. And then suddenly you're watching it and you're like, well, damn, he was right.
I also want to point out, because one of my friends was not aware, because she, like I, have not read the books. We consulted my best friend on this, who has read all of them. She's like, it's just as dark in the books as it is in the show. So what you're seeing in the show is not even watered down. Like, it is exactly what you're getting when you read the books.
And it's a very strange way of showing it.
The thing is, to me,
too.
the show really wasn't that dark because of Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes, yeah.
And
He's supposed to be this awful person, and he is.
He is.
But he's still lovable.
And see, that's one thing that my friend is really nervous about watching the show for, because she loves Neil Patrick Harris, and anything he's in, even if he's supposed to be unlikable, he's likable. And Count Olaf is not supposed to be likable. And there were times when, because I was sitting there watching it with you, a few those 2 episodes I believe was we watched. There were moments where I did not like Count Olaf, and I'm like, yes, this is perfect. And then he would do something and it would make a joke. I'm like, well, you just ruined that whole thing.
I love whenever the kids made pasta. And he's talking about how, like, this is the worst meal ever. That he wanted a specific meal.
Yeah, he wanted roast beef.
Yeah, he wanted roast beef, and everybody's just like, "Yeah, this is horrible. Why would we want this? This is gross." I don't wanna eat that. Yeah.
Okay, so that show, I'd watch it. It's actually a very good series. So, anything else?
I agree. I completely agree.
From what I saw, I really liked it. I need to start watching it from the beginning. I'll probably watch it with my friend, at least the first episode, and get her take on it. If she'll watch it with me.
I'll watch it.
I don't know if she will or not.
Okay. And our next show is Ep5 on Fox.
Nope.
No?
Nah. Just they don't care about it. Like, sorry, but when the premise is a secret contract went to this one private firm, and now they can use guns from the future. Fox's new show, APB.
I actually kind of like it because I had said before, it's like OCP, instead of building RoboCop, they just gave the police station all these weapons and new tech, whatever. But actually, it's more like Tony Stark. Tony Stark, he's out doing something, and Rhodey gets killed, and he couldn't get help from 911 fast enough, went to the police station. He's looking around and seeing how bad this place is. So he's like, I'm going to fix this up. And he takes his tech and he brings it in there, and he gives them body armor, new cars, vehicles. There's this phone app that goes out. He just puts it out, and people can download the app to their phone, and if something happens, they can call the police, take pictures, do whatever they need to, and say, hey, I see this guy here. And other than that, well, one of the stars of this show, her name is Murphy.
That's right.
RoboCop. So whatever.
Great.
I don't know if that's a kind of a take on homage to that or whatever, but hey, I liked it. The girl is cute.
Oh yeah.
And
apparently Chris loves this show because he
Chris,
is like
Chris is all about this.
Chris
show.
has got one-liners for days about APB.
This show is actually really solid, man. I'm actually digging it because I like the procedural. And Ernie Hudson's on it, man. Come on, what can't you hate about Ernie Hudson?
I don't hate Ernie Hudson.
Come on, man.
I just
You
think
like
the
Ernie
premise
Hudson,
is
yeah.
weak.
What?
I just do. Like whenever like they were showing previews and everything like that, it's like the cops in New York, but instead they've got future weapons. Like, I'm sorry, where's the drama in that? Like, you've got a guy with like a freaking Glock, and all of a sudden you've got a guy with a laser. Pah! The guy's burned to crisp.
Well, it's a taser.
It's a taser?
It's a taser
Yeah.
gun.
Oh goodness.
But it has some range on it.
It will
So-
And it will take people down. But the thing is,
Are they gonna like? Do they set phasers to stun too? Next, like,
that's all they have is stun.
oh god.
So
on.
yeah, I mean, I like the show. He's like,
Ow.
screw it. I don't like the
I
show.
just like I don't know. I've got so many shows as it is, and so when APB came out, I'm like, oh, that's low on that totem pole.
Okay, well, if you're not sure about it, it's on Hulu. You can give it a watch there. That's why I watched the show. So hey,
There's also 24 Legacy. We were going to talk about that for a moment. Have you watched it at all yet?
yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. How do you think of it?
It's 24.
Beep.
Was it worth all the hype that they built up for it? 'Cause that
mean,
was like every other commercial for
Every
like.
other commercial.
It felt like a year, but it was probably more like a month.
No, you're probably right. It was like a good.
It's
We got
not
6
as
months or
bad as some of the 24 shows that I have seen with Kiefer, but they're still building up their story in this one. So far, I mean, I've watched every episode so far, so I'm not hating it.
Is the guy able to get from Bangladesh to the United States in 1 hour?
He's in the U.S.
I'm just making sure because Kiefer
staying there.
Sutherland could do that.
Yeah, he could, because he could get in the Cessna and it becomes a supersonic jet.
Yeah.
So, and he can get from Bangladesh to New York City in like 7 minutes.
Yeah,
Or
it's
something
easy,
like
yeah.
that. Well, actually, no, you just go into the atmosphere and just drop straight
Right,
down.
good out.
So, okay, yeah. But I mean, so far, I like the show. It's okay. Still watching it. It's got basically the same campy problems and stuff that the other 24 show had. But nothing as bad as the Cougar.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed that the old president isn't on there. The guy who's like, you're in good hands.
He died a long
I
time
know,
ago.
I know, but still, like,
If
that's
he-
what
if he
made
was in
24 for me.
If he was in there, this would be 24 Zombie World.
That sounds fun.
That would actually be pretty interesting.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
Watch Z Nation. It's the same thing. Okay.
Aha.
Cancel shows. Conviction.
Nah, whatever.
By Haley Atwell. I love you.
She'll get another job. Honestly,
probably
when
will.
she like joined that and it's like conviction, Haley Atwell, I'm like, oh, so this is why she left Agent Carter? Cool. Like, I just didn't care about it.
I liked the show. I mean, it wasn't like I have to watch this show. I mean, again, it was a Hulu watch for me.
Let's be
It was
honest.
all
though.
right.
Like, I know that there's a lot of Haley Atwell love, and I don't care if I'm being the BC heel right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Haley Atwell is not a big enough draw to sustain a series. Like, especially one that's like Conviction. You know, like I'm sure law shows are just kind of they're whittling away.
Well, they had a whole bunch come up this season. Like there were like 7 shows about lawyers or court or
and
something
it's
like
just
that.
it's oversaturated. And so you get Haley Atwell, where everybody knows her as Agent Carter, and now you're like, well, let's put her as a lawyer who is now going to get these people off of these crimes. Mm-hmm. And she plays an American, guys. So it was just weird. I didn't like it. Like, I think they were trying to, I don't know, throw caution to the wind and try to do another show like How to Get Away with Murder, and it just wasn't nearly.
It fell flat. Yeah.
It felt way flat.
Our next show, Rain. Goodbye.
Oh my God, guys.
And this was probably the first
a CW series got
CW
ended.
series.
My God, how many seasons was it?
Rain, I think this going into the 5th season.
My God, okay, well that's
Yeah.
just normal for the CW.
And
they create a show and they're like, let's give it 5 seasons, even though nobody's watching it.
I watched it for the first episode and I was like, nope, no way in hell, I'm done.
Like-
You know what? They took off Gallivant. They left on Rain and took off Gallivant.
Well, Gallivant was ABC.
Yeah, but it's still medieval-ish.
But wait, but that's totally different. That's a different network.
I don't
CW
care.
was Rain, Gallivant was
care.
ABC. Are you just making a plea for Gallivant to come back?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I am too. I wanted to see more of the dragon.
Yes, Ted Cooper.
Yeah, Ted Cooper.
And finally, Vampire Diaries is going away.
But
and
they're going on their own.
they're actually ending the series. They're doing a whole story. I believe Nina Dobrev's supposed to come back for the last episode, a few episodes,
That
whatever.
show fell as soon as she left
And
to go do movies with Vin Diesel.
yeah, but it's not like her career skyrocketed
No, it did
after
not.
she left.
My God,
It's
like
two things died once she left: the show and her career.
Like, I think I've seen her in 2 movies since then, and one was Let's Be Cops, and the other was...
Was she in that?
Yeah, she was. She was the female lead, the love interest.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one was Triple X.
Triple
that
X.
was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, Nina. I don't know.
The nerd girl hacker.
Totally believable, guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and last but not least, our TV series on DVD. First one, Dusk Till Dawn. It's the season 3 DVD set. I watched the first season, and it was just going on too long for me. If I want to watch Dusk Till Dawn, I have the movie. I'll watch it.
What network is on this?
Yeah,
Dusk Till
That's
Dawn?
on the
El
El
Rey?
Rey network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Man,
Robert Rodriguez's network.
I've been wanting El Rey Network mainly so I can watch Lucha Underground. Because I don't know about it. Like, it just seems like it's interesting. You know, like Rey Mysterio's on there. You got John Morrison, who doesn't speak Spanish, but yet is on Lucha
You mean Johnny
Underground.
Mundo?
Oh, yeah, Johnny Mundo, again, doesn't speak Spanish.
No, one thing about From Dusk Till Dawn, I just want to give just a quick interjection. It actually got better around the 2nd season because they started fleshing out the story.
Oh.
Oh, really?
And also, what's his name? Danny Trujillo started showing up. So, as a vampire hunter, so he's pretty cool,
Interesting.
man. I like
Okay,
him.
so I probably should have watched the 2nd season, but they are also on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they are still there. So, if you have Netflix, don't buy the DVDs. Just wait.
Right?
And the other show is Vice Principal.
Yes, I love
This show is a definite buy.
Love this show so much.
That's Danny
It's
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride,
and
yeah.
Walton
the
Goggins.
dude. Who?
Walt Goggins.
Walt
Walt
Goggins.
Goggins.
I didn't know
The
his
guy
name.
with the teeth.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this show so much. And it's not necessarily because of Danny McBride. Danny McBride kind of plays a stereotypical character he always does play. But it's the supporting cast and the writing that makes this show so good. And the principal. I love the principal. She was fantastic in this show. If you haven't watched it, it's an HBO series. Like, if you don't want to buy the DVD, just watch it on HBO Go because, you know, you're borrowing your buddy's password anyway. So, it's...
I'm not.
seriously,
I don't do stuff like that.
That's a lie.
It's bad.
Probably my password.
No,
Anywho.
someone else's. Anyway, yeah, that's it for Channel Control. Thank you for watching, and good night.
And good luck. Now we're going to take a moment. We're going to get into a lot of video game conversation right after our break. But while we're out, you guys need to enjoy the return of picks from the rack. Take it away, Jason.
What? Well, I hope you guys missed me because I missed doing this. It's time to bring back picks from the rack. Now, it's going to be a big one. We're doing it big because I'm back, so, I got to get y'all a bunch of comics, so just bear with me here. First book this week, Green Lanterns 17, the Darkest Nights crossover. Well, not a crossover. It's got Batman in it. And it's actually decent. I mean, I'm not the biggest Batman fan, but the main thing about this book is Baz finally comes into his own. I know they've been kind of our two rookies, just been kind of just tooling around. They've been getting some good adventures, but this one, it's a turning point for Baz. I kind of dig it. It's got the Scarecrow in it, which I love Scarecrow. You may have been keeping up with the book and how Alfred was total fear, gotta kill Baz. It's really good, and Scarecrow has figured out how to harness that power that he had when he was wielding one of Sinestro's rings, which, of course, the Scarecrow would be a perfect person in the yellow Sinestro core. So, yeah, this is a decent book, and I'm hoping that more develops from Baz, because I really I liked him, didn't like him at first. I like him more now. But yeah, great book this week. And 1 year going strong, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 12. Now, last issue we found out who Lord Dracon is, and yeah, it wasn't really a surprise. We kind of saw that coming. But we find out how those events happened, and it's actually decently done. It's almost like an alternate timeline of my favorite Power Ranger shows, which is kind of what this book goes into, is alternate timelines. And a lot of it is just uncovering the story and what's going on, Tommy and Billy interacting, and some surprise people at the end of the story, which I won't spoil, but I kind of like this just a wee bit grittier Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's a good book. And if this means Tommy finally becomes the White Ranger in this book, which we know it's going to happen, it's Tommy. He goes green, he goes white, he goes red, he goes black. It's a never-ending cycle with him. Anyway, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 12. Good read. All right, also up this week, Deadpool number 27. Now, Deadpool books can be kind of hit or miss for me sometimes. This really isn't more of a Deadpool book. It's more of a Captain America book. And if you know what's going on with Cap, there's a lot going on in this book that's setting that up, and I really liked it. One of my favorite agents is back in there, Coulson, and him working with Deadpool. But Coulson is on to something, and I wonder where this is going, because I've gotten back into Cap, which I will be reviewing later, but while it does have the Deadpool humor in it, this is essential for maybe some of that building on the Captain America storyline that's going on right now. So yeah, it had the humor, and it's leading up to something. I like it. I just wonder what book I'm going to have to pick up next. Do I go back to Deadpool? Is this going to cross over into another title? It's kind of exciting. So anyway, Deadpool, good read. Check it out. If you like Captain America, it's your book to pick up. Now, speaking of Captain America, I did pick up Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Steve Rogers, mainly because you got the two faces on the cover, and I was like, something is up here, and I was wrong. Now, Captain America, Sam Wilson is just continuing on this whole Rage has been framed. He's going to be railroaded by the courts. It's a lot of social issues playing out here, and it's really looking bleak in this book, almost enough that I'm kind of like, where are the other heroes that are supposed to be involved? This book is sad. This book will bring you down. As a person of color, the interest in the book are profound. They hit right on what's happening today. And I gotta say, the writing is very well done. Even the art, I'll give it. And Sam isn't my favorite guy, but man, this book is really doing a lot and really telling a good story. If you want something that's touching on social issues today, and maybe you want to be a little bit more understanding or see where it's coming from, I think this book will really help you. But otherwise, it's a really great read and a really great story. I highly recommend it. Oh, what did they do to Captain America? Every time I think that I've got this figured out, I don't, because Cap is still Hydra agent. Damn the Cosmic Cube. This book makes me angry. It does, because I'm such a Cap fan. And I go for whatever Cap's doing. I refuse to believe that he's just gone totally bad, but yeah. It is an interesting read. Helmet Zero is his friend. What? This Cosmic Cube thing's getting out of control. And it looks like it's leading up to a big storyline coming very soon. So yeah, all of this is coming to a head, and we're going to find out what's going on with Cap. So let's go ahead and start picking it up and watching the ride. So Captain America 11. Damn. All right, I picked up this ridiculous book this week, WWE number 2. Okay, I am a wrestling fan, but I'm also a wrestling fan that knows It's storylines. It's all staged. This presents WWE as an actual thing with people fighting and the storylines are real. So this book is ridiculous. I'm going to admit it. Even if you're a wrestling fan, this book is not for you. I don't exactly know what demographic this book is for. It's not exactly for kids. Anybody that watches wrestling knows. So this is dumbing it down. I am a wrestling fan. This book is ridiculous. Do not pick this up. And a book series I've been really enjoying, Venom #4. Now, Venom is bonded to Lee, the new guy in Army Ranger, if you're keeping up with the book. But Lee is a jackass, man. Venom is in an abusive relationship with its symbiote this time. And it's really disturbing to watch sometimes. He's actually mean to him, or he just wants to get what he can from the symbiote. He's not a great guy. So, yeah, it's a kind of depressing read, but man, it's actually a good story. And it's got the return, well, we already saw him in the book, but the return of Mac Gargan as the Scorpion in this book. A big fight breaks out. Secrets are revealed. Definitely worth reading. I'm going to keep up with this one just because it disturbs me in ways. But yeah, check it out, Venom #4. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Like this video, subscribe, and down in the comments below, tell me what books you're reading or what I should be reading this week. And until next time, guys, I'm Jason the X. I'll catch you later.
Why are they on a boat?
Oh!
Like, I don't understand it. Like, they're talking about Extreme Rules. They go from the WWE event to now they're on a boat called the Cerebral Assassin.
I honestly,
God.
I saw that book on the shelf and was just like, what the
When did...
I have to get this. Like, I knew
And regretted every minute of it
No,
after.
no. It's like, I know it's like when you fart and you know it's gonna stink, okay? But you smell it anyway. I had to buy it because I was like, there's no way I can compress the ridiculousness of this book with just a shelf read. You know what I'm saying?
When did Triple H get a boat? Like, I don't understand it.
He's rich, bitch.
But like, when does he have time? Why is he going from like one arena to the other on a boat?
No, when Roman Reigns attacks Seth Rollins and
Outside.
then like falls in the garbage and just like stops attacking him.
Yeah.
If you're looking to beat somebody's ass, just okay, fine. I got garbage on me. I'm gonna kick. And then Seth is like pointing at him, like, yeah, you lost. What the? Punch that motherfucker! You just tried to like tackle him in midair like Terry
Brock
Tate.
Lesnar just came back.
Oh my God, it's a horrible book.
Didn't expect that to happen. Undertaker showed up to fight Brock Lesnar.
This is a shit book.
Steph's in the locker room trying to be sexy
Okay,
with him.
hey, we're running out of time. You got stuff to talk about.
Do. Okay.
Games.
Sorry.
It's a train wreck. I know.
To the games. So, For Honor just came out a couple days ago on Tuesday, and I had a chance to play the game a little bit earlier, and he also got a chance to play the beta and got to
this weekend.
Yeah, you got a chance to really take in the combat. So we wanted to give you guys our thoughts and our review of For Honor. So first off, let's talk about what we can both talk about, and that is the fighting mechanics of it all. Now, For Honor is a patience strategy game. There's no way around it. You can't really run into it and think to yourself, you're going to die.
Yeah, you're going to die.
Like, because you can run in and bum rush and be a soldier of fortune, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, you're going to die. Because it takes a lot of time and effort to like figure out what your opponent's going to do, because it goes off of a dial. So you can block left, right, up, and you can also attack those ways too. And you want to try and outsmart your opponent and then break blocks and do all kinds of different things so you can get the leg up on whoever your opponent is and win the battle. So for me, I think it also depends on which character that you're using, but I almost felt like the fighting mechanics were a little clunky.
The fighting mechanics are very clunky. I mean, I played my game. I recorded it on PS4, whatever, or to YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you can find my channel, whatever. I got my ass whooped.
Yeah.
The entire game. I
yeah.
just got my ass beat. And after I turned it off, well, pissed off, like, man, people are going to say this guy sucks, which I did. I spent the next 2.5 to 3 hours playing the game. And when I finally got the blocking thing down, I was able to go through the game fine.
Yeah.
Of course, then I had to fight the other, like they have different tiers of the character, like the knight, the Viking, and the samurai.
Yes.
For me, the samurai is the best character.
Well, he's OP.
They're pretty OP.
He's OP.
Yeah, they are. So, yeah, that part was good. I didn't switch to any other characters. I just tried to learn like powering up the characters as far as getting armor, the leveling up the sword, the character, and doing the stratego part of the game. We have to take over territories.
Right, and that's called Dominion. So that's basically, if you've ever played like Destiny or anything like that, it's control. You're getting territories, you're trying to win, and the more territories you own, the higher your points go up, and then you have a distinct advantage over your opponent. Now, whenever I got to play the full game, what I found interesting was that you actually, like, the storyline actually helps out a lot. It helps you really understand the mechanics of it all, because they give you a quick tutorial throughout the game, so it kind of helps you out. Personally, I think the tutorials take it too far, because at a certain point, I get it. You don't need to stop the game anymore to tell me how it is to do a certain thing. And at the same time, at the beginning, they give you an option to choose who you're going to fight for. Stop talking. They give you a chance to pick out what you're going to do, who you're going to fight for. But it doesn't really have an impact on what the game is or what you're even doing. Because I picked Viking, and so I thought whenever I picked Viking, it was going to be a deal where you're the main storyline is you're the Viking, and you're going to fight Hippolyta or whatever her name is, or Apollyon, yeah. And so, but it's not like that. You start the story, and you're the knight, and you're going through all these different things. The next chapter is you're a Viking, and you're going through all these things. The third chapter, you're a samurai. You're going through all these things. And so it doesn't really have that personalized effect that allows for a replayability factor outside of the multiplayer.
The game forces you to play each character.
You have to play each and every one, and it highlights each different version of like the knight, the Viking, and every single one. Like my favorite out of every single one that I've played so far is the Peacekeeper, and that's the knight version. That's their knight assassin version.
That's their third tier.
Yeah,
the third
and
level
it's the female assassin. She's a dual wielder. She runs around killing things, and she's awesome. I actually love that character a lot. Okay. So whenever I did multiplayer, I unlocked her character, and I just started playing people with her. And what's cool is we actually got to play my first multiplayer match last night. And again, I told you I've played like 6 hours worth of this game, and my first multiplayer fight was last night, and it was Dominion, and I had all these other players with me. We were actually losing the territory war, but when it came down to the end, you had to kill all the other heroes. So I came in and I started trying to like help out my team, try to like swarm the other heroes. Well, I died. My other guy died. So it came down to 2 people, and then one of the guys died, and now it's 1 versus 2. That one guy outlasted on my team the 2 other people and won the game for us. So yeah, the multiplayer effect is thrilling, and that's what I like about the game. Now the story, it's got some cool factors to it that you don't really see coming. Like there's a horse like chase scene where you're a Viking and you're running after somebody with a horse.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of other different cool things, like you're having to protect a ram. Like there's a lot of fun stuff. You even have to fight wolves at some point. So those are cool parts of it, but I think as a whole, For Honor is a fun game, but I wouldn't say it's a must-buy game. And
I had a friend ask me, he asked me about it, and I was like, yeah, it's on PS4 beta this weekend. He's like, when you buying it? I'm not.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, the game is good. It's fun for what it is now.
Sure.
I said I played this game probably 2-3 weeks and then never touch it again.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's fun, but...
Yeah, and if you can buy it cheaper than what it is right now, wait and do it then. I wouldn't say really go out to GameStop right now and buy it for the full price of $60. Yeah. I don't worry about that. When the game comes out for $30, which it eventually will, because I don't expect sales to be as good as what they kind of thought it was going to be, it'll eventually come out at a cheaper price. Buy it then. All right? I think it's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so now talking about a series that does have a long longevity and has earned a lot of money would be the Halo series. Now, whether you loved it when it was on Bungie or whether you love it now where it's on 343, the fact remains that Halo has become a staple in the video game industry. So, with Halo Wars 2 coming out soon, we wanted to take a moment to talk about our favorite Halo moments, where it's been, where it's going, and how it's changed. So let's start off the conversation with our favorite Halo game.
Okay, honestly, 2 was probably my favorite. 2 just, it seemed like it was more fleshed out, story-wise. The dialogue was really good. Loved the new weapons. It seemed like the gameplay was not as chunky as Halo Combat Evolved was, a lot smoother. Love the graphics change and the new Milner armor.
Yeah.
It was just even the opening cinematic, well, the E3 trailer we got, which we never got that level in the game at all.
No.
I was okay with it, even though a lot of people were like, that wasn't even in that. So what? It was kind of in there. It was in there and it was more expanded. But 2 was probably certainly my favorite. 3 was good just because I played that and then realized this was the last one and never finished it until I found out 4 was coming out, and then I went on to finish 3. But honestly, yeah, 2 is probably my favorite. Everybody just had a lot more personality. Even Cortana.
Yeah.
Which Cortana's like fucking evil now. But anyway.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I don't know.
Cor, did you ever play Halo?
Nope. I never played Halo.
Okay.
Not a single one.
That's all right. Rob, what was your favorite Halo?
My favorite was 3. And
3 was so sad, though.
yeah, that's the reason why I like 3. 3 was a really emotional story, and once it came to a close, I was damn near all misty-eyed and stuff. And like, me and my buddy were playing this thing all freaking night long, and I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying. And
But
the game was awesome.
You know,
and he ends it he ends it the way he starts it. He just gets in his sleep chamber, and that's it. It's done. Everyone thinks he's dead.
Even his
Halo's
last
over.
words, "Wake me when you need me." Just like he's just, even though he knows he's going to be in cryo sleep for probably hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Wake me when you need me. And
You know-
that cool ass Master Chief voice.
I agree with both of you guys. You know, it's kind of hard to discern which one was my favorite, Halo 2 or Halo 3. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. Even if you want to go with Halo Combat Evolved, you can't go wrong with it. I mean, it's just a classic.
Yeah, it was a good start.
Yeah, but I have to say that I think Halo 2 edged it out a little bit for me than Halo 3 does. And it's because of everything that Jason talked about. You look at what Halo Combat Evolved did, and 2 just feels like it was more fleshed out. That it really expanded on what Halo 1 did, and instead, you know, it learned from its mistakes. And I love Halo 2 for that. And at the same time, multiplayer for both of those games has always been fantastic.
Definitely a lot better.
It was a lot better. I loved the multiplayer maps in Halo 3 though more than I loved them in Halo 2. Still, so many different, so many games though, like so many multiplayer matches that I played with both of those games. I loved the Halo series mainly for the matchmaking. Like, I loved the series. I loved the story. That was a great story, but the matchmaking, spending countless hours with your buddies, going into each different match and trying to be the best one out of everybody and coordinating with all of them, I absolutely loved it.
I always got my ass kicked.
Did you?
Always.
Oh, I got so good at some
I'm
point.
horrible at multiplayer, man.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Oh, you know, yeah, I've seen that a couple times, actually. But it's a lot of fun. I love it. I love the Halo series. But then it kind of took a turn. Because when Bungie gave up the rights, it went to 343 Industries. And I feel like 343, they didn't quite know how to really surpass what Bungie did. Because you had that amazing ending to Halo 3, like what we talked about. And then Halo 4 just kind of starts in a weird way. And then they go...
weren't concerned with the story and everything that happened before. They wanted to make basically a multiplayer that had a kind of a story to it, but it's all about multiplayer. That's all Halo was for them. So...
Do you remember the trailer? It was a teaser. The one where you can hear Cortana's distorted voice and you can see Master Chief walking in a sandstorm. And then it's like that speech that she's saying and that build up and then her voice becomes clear. That's how you build excitement for a game. Because I was sitting there just like, what is this game? Who is this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Master Chief! And then he just kind of steps out, and then her voice becomes clear. It's all glitchy. That was like one of the best like teaser reveals. You had no idea until right when they wanted you to know.
Yeah.
That was probably Halo always did that well. It's like build the hype train.
Yeah.
They totally get on it. It's time to go.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I'm trying in my mind. I was going over other different Halo games that Bungie produced, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before. ODST.
ODST was a great story.
ODST was an amazing story. I think out of all of them, ODST was probably the best story.
And the,
Really?
boy,
I did not even play that one.
Oh, it's so good.
When your team members start dying
Yes.
in ODST, you're kind of like, was that ODST or am I thinking?
Well,
no, that was
no.
Dropship Trooper. I'm thinking of the other one with the Spartans.
Yes, you're thinking of Reach.
Reach, Fall of Reach.
Yeah.
Or,
No, it was just Halo Reach.
I'm thinking
Fall
of
of
the
Reach
movie.
was like a movie.
Reach was when your team member started
Yeah,
dying.
that actually was really.
And you're kind of like, wait a minute, there's
and
Spartans.
it was the very.
That
That was the very end.
yeah, it's a suicide mission, basically.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Sorry, if you haven't played
It's
it.
it's a 6-year-old game.
ODST
Get
was
over it.
still a really good story, and I
For
love
bringing
ODST.
another element from that universe. I've never played the strategy games.
Well, no, it wasn't really a strategy
no,
game.
I know ODST wasn't.
Halo
But it's
Wars.
Halo's Wars. I never really got
Yeah.
into those.
I honestly have just never been able to get into that style of gaming, that strategy where you're just that open world game, or that like you're just looking at it from below and you're trying to be a military strategist, and that's what Halo Wars was. And now Halo Wars 2 is coming out actually next Tuesday, or this Tuesday, and it's the same deal. And it's got beautiful graphics, what looks like amazing story, but the gameplay
There's a market for
I don't
these,
want
though.
it. Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, speaking of Halo as a franchise, it's definitely a success. I mean, you've had action figures. You've had several movies. Well, one was really good. The other's not so much.
The history of Master Chief, I watched it and I fell asleep.
Are you talking about the one with the several short stories in there?
No,
the
they
Forward Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto Dawn, I believe, is what it was.
I liked Forward Unto Dawn.
I don't know if it was Forward Unto Dawn, but it was
Forward Unto Dawn was the one. It was based. It wasn't even Master Chief based. It was based on the captain of that ship that he was on. I can't think.
Sure, but there was one that was like it was a weird art style that Halo came out.
You're thinking of one that was like several short stories in there, right?
No, it was. They made it into a feature film, and it was just a weird art style that they came out, and it showed like the history of Master Chief.
Now
I didn't like it.
There
at
is
all.
another one that was like Halo Legends or whatever. It was like several short stories. Some were told on the Covenant side.
Yeah.
Some were like different Spartans, but there was like one story at the end with like actually Master Chief and 2 other Spartans. So, as far as a successful franchise though, toys, video games, couple of movies. Hell, we got cosplayers. You know, definitely good books.
Yeah.
Novels, yeah.
I mean, overall, pretty successful on all fronts. I mean, not a hit in all of them, but
No.
does pretty well in all of them. I mean, is there any? I mean, like
For me, honestly, once Halo 3 was done, that was it for me. I played Halo 4. Like I said, I didn't play all the others, Reach, Wars, ODST. I tried Halo 4, and after probably 45 minutes, I just dropped the controller, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this game.
there's a company out there that made a company off of Halo, and that's Rooster Teeth. They've done so much starting out with just Halo, just doing voiceover on Halo Combat Evolved. So,
It was Halo: The Fall of Reach.
the Fall of Reach.
That's
Okay.
what it was.
I
No,
don't
that was the one about Master Chief.
I'll have to watch that.
And
one. I don't think I
it's
have.
no, you don't. It's a terrible one.
I'm gonna watch
I
it.
gave it a 1.6
Wow.
out of 5.
Maybe that should end up on the punishment board or something.
Yes.
But as far as just a successful, I mean, and Master Chief making appearances in other franchises, like I believe he was in, what was the fighting game he was in?
Was he in
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Is he in? No, that's a different company altogether. Never mind.
And rabid fans. Remember when Yui Bowl went out and said, "I'm directing a Halo movie," and they were like, "No, you ain't."
Dude. Remember Peter Jackson was going to make a Halo movie
Bill
at one point.
Blomkamp is going to direct.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
But it didn't happen.
It just-
because I think, what did Peter Jackson want to do? Did he want to just go back to do The Hobbit? Was that it? I think that's what he
was
chose
kind
to
of
do
that,
instead. Yeah.
So is the possibility still open for a Halo movie to be made and be relevant?
I don't think so.
No.
Really?
No, I think when it was with Bungie, yes. But the way that it's kind of taken the turn with 343, I don't think so. I really don't. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but history of games to movies just doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
So we should just be happy with what we have.
Sorry about Assassin's Creed, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Blu-ray comes out soon, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it'll have a better ending.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I did the article for it when they announced the release date of when it was coming out, and I just scoured through it. And I'm like, please say alternate ending. Please say alternate ending. Nope, no alternate ending.
The better one. Oh God.
Wah.
Excellent. All right, so Halo Wars 2 comes out on Tuesday. Tell us what you think when it comes out right now. Reviews are starting to flood in, but we want yours, the gamer's review. Tell us what you think about Halo Wars 2 by tweeting us at SCNS Live, or you can tell us on Facebook on facebook.com/SCNS Live. Also, you can comment on YouTube, youtube.com/SCNS Live as well. Pretty much anything that's /SCNS Live, that's where you can find us. Also, do not forget to subscribe to Loot Crate and use our code, you guessed it, SCNS Live, and you can get, I believe it's 10% off, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, 10% off your first subscription box. As you can see, we're decaling our best friend right now, our Loot Pets. So definitely get that today and use our code. And if you're not sure about it, watch our unboxing videos and notice one of the stuff, a Mass Effect shirt. All right, I got this from Loot Crate.
But
you want this, okay? It's a sweet shirt.
But if you want some even cooler shirts, if you go over to our Facebook page and hit the Shop Now button, you can get cool merch like this T-shirt, which I love to do.
I don't know if it's cooler shirts. It's just as cool.
They're well, okay. All
Yeah.
right, I'll give you that.
They're
We're
just as cool.
equally as cool. We're right
Yeah.
about here. Right about here.
Yeah.
So you want some
And
cool
if
stuff?
you go to my Twitter page and you send me $10,000, you can have Hannah.
Wait, what?
Nah, bro,
what?
they've got like, you can't do that, man.
Oh, no?
Nah, there's like organizations where they don't want you to like sell people.
Yeah,
like it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an auction for a date
That's cool. That's
for
different. That's a different thing.
$10,000.
That's a different thing.
You'll get your cut.
Some of it goes to charity.
No, it doesn't.
How much is my cut?
There's no cut.
1%.
Okay. Also illegal.
20 bucks.
Also, 20%. Also, this little transaction could also. Oh wait, no.
No, it's actually not.
Don't. Anyway.
All right, so that's it for us. If you want to find
that went
BC,
bad.
you can find BC on Twitter and on Instagram at RealJackassBC. RealJackassBC. BC.
And don't forget, the Jeebus Awards
Drop top.
Yes.
will be presented on Sunday.
Yep.
Make sure to go over to, what is this damn thing?
You have to go to the Jackass Nation Podbean channel.
That's it.
To find it. He'll also be showing it off everywhere. So
go find him on Instagram.
find it.
I'm sure he'll put it on our page for
We'll
some
also
reason.
probably be hosting it on Cinelinks.com as well. So check it out, find it, and listen to it. We all make guest appearances.
And you'll find us, yes, we present awards.
That's right. So also don't forget the Oscars. The Oscars are coming out, I believe, this Sunday too. So we will be doing a live chat on Twitter. You're going to want to follow us. They get funny. We've done this like 2 years in a row, and it's just nonstop laughter. All right, so that's it for us. Find me at Move the Joystick on Instagram and on Twitter. You can find Cora
On Instagram at Korodono, Korodono, or on Twitter at Hawksperch.
Jason.
At Jason the X on Instagram and Twitter.
If I have ever been drunk with you and slept on your sofa, you can add me on Facebook. Otherwise, go to Twitter. NTRPI1.
Chris.
Professor Gamer Cool and SCNS Live on Twitter.
All right, for Chris, for Rob, for Cora, for Jason, the excessive one. I'm Matt, wishing you guys a wonderful week and to keep on nerding.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date on all of our content on SCNS Live.